Let's try this again. What's up, guys? It's me on. I am back with another live stream. Attempt number 2 at this because the first one decided to conk. The camera decided to fucking conk on me in StreamYard. I have no idea why. Which obviously can't really do this if I don't have the camera. So, excuse me. So we're back. Um, gonna try this again. Uh, so we're going to attempt to do a bunch of these diecast views via live stream. Hopefully this goes well because it was going well at first, and then again the camera decided to quit for like no reason. So or not it quit. It's just like whatever. It's just like it stopped in StreamYard, but everything else was still going. So I don't fucking know. But we here. Um, and hilariously, in the middle of trying to figure all of this out, I was above 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I had gotten to the other night. Thanks to Chills of Adonis, had gone down, back down, under, and then went back up to it. And then in the midst of all this, lost to subs, so I'm back to like 999. So if y'all can get me back to 1,000, I appreciate it. Super thankful for all of that fucking support. The channel growth this year has been fucking insane, and I hope to end this year off strong. Um, with that being said, let's just cut the shit. Let's just get right to it. So I already opened the diecast, so you don't get to see that again. Um, but yeah, this is Daniel Suarez's number 99 Princess Cruises Chevy for Trackhouse Racing. Um, I did mention before that in between finding this car and finding this, which I'm pretty sure I got this like over a month ago at my Walmart, whatever. My Walmart skip waves 4 and 5, and I've had no fucking luck finding the winner circle diecast. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. So um, anyway, so this again, like I said, this is weird. Um, so no, I apologize for that, but there's the front of it right there. Um, also, of course, the blue on here looks different in person than it does on camera, probably because of the lighting, but it is what it is. Um, so there's the front. There's actually, no, I'll turn it this way and try not to drop it on the laptop. Um, here's the left side right here. Looks neat. Um, this is like feels like one of those random sponsors, to be quite honest with you, because when was the last time has Princess Cruises ever sponsored a NASCAR car before? Somebody let me know in the comments. Um, but yeah, here's the backside right here. There's the deck lid right there. It's hard to see because it's a white base die cast, so there's that as well. There's the oh no, other way. There we go. There's the right side for you. Um, and then there's the hood and the roof. Uh, not really any issues. I mean, I would say the princess thing on the hood is a little bit off, but only just. Um, it's actually kind of rare for me to find diecasts that have issues. To be quite honest with you, which is hilarious considering guys like Original Big Bri end up finding them. Um, but also worth noting, of course, it's gonna be hard as hell to see, but there is his win sticker right there, right below my thumb, or right below my nail, I should say, pointer fingernail, from when he won Sonoma last year. Of course, he hasn't been able to get back to victory lane this season. Could make the argument that this season's been a little bit of a downgrade for him compared to last year. Um, but it's still really it was still really awesome to see him get that win, because he deserved it after everything that his career's been through. Um, and for him to finally get a win was awesome. And you just have to hope he finishes out this year, strong and whatnot, and continues on. So there's that one. There's one down and a shitload more to go. So stay tuned. um, but yes, so here's the other Authentics diecast that I have to review. And that's the Hail Melon car. from Martinsville last year. And of course, the playoff banners are on the car, which is weird because you never see that in Authentics. You also never really see the white interior, or maybe you do, but either way, uh, there's a little bit of a story behind this. So we'll go ahead, we'll crack this thing open, um, and go ahead and review it. But while I do that, so what ended up happening was Lionel screwed up, and the Gold Series release, which is these ones, did not have the banners on them. So they ended up putting the banners on the Authentics cars, which is really cool of them to do. There we go. So there's the sticker right there. If you're interested. Yeet. And of course you have to make sure the diecast rolls, which it does. And so here it is. The Hail Melon car. Um yeah, again, it's weird seeing the banners on an Authentics diecast because you don't ever see that. They don't do that. So um it is neat to see. Uh, but yeah, watching this race live and just watching Chastain do what he did, even almost a year later, it's still fucking surreal as hell. Like, obviously, we won't see that happen again, at least in legal fashion, because NASCAR kind of banned the move afterward, which I get why for because literally everything had to go right for Ross for this to work for that move to work. Um, and but it very well could have not, especially with the next gen car being the way it is and the injuries that it's caused. So for him to do what he did, it took balls of steel, and he did it. Um, so uh, so there's the front of the diecast, of course. Um, and then there's the left side, which you can see of course, because it's Martinsville, it's going to be beat up on both sides. And right here on the quarter panel, you can see scuffed up and whatnot from contact made during the race. Um, Honestly, the bottom kind of looks a little too clean for it, but even still, again, you got a little bit of contact there. Um, then you got the backside right here, Moose. The Camaro logo is actually a little bit skewed, just a little bit. Um, there's the deck lid right there, along with, of course, the roof. And then there's the right side, the side of the car that went into the wall and carried Ross to that last year's championship four appearance. He, of course, got eliminated in the round of 12 this year. And this year's been a weird year. Like, it felt like early in the season we were still seeing a lot of the same Ross Chastain from last year. Fast, not afraid to make contact with other drivers, and ruffled some feathers. And then the Darlington thing happened, and people will speculate on this for forever. What happened after Darlington, what the conversation was between like Rick Hendrick, Justin Marks, Ross, etc. Because for a while it just looked like Ross wasn't being Ross. And now he did get a win. He got it, I believe, at Nashville this year, which is awesome. But again, at the same time, it just felt like Ross wasn't being Ross. Like, he's showing speed, but it doesn't. But one of the theories is that because Hendrick and Trackhouse are both Chevy teams, that Trackhouse or that Hendrick probably had Chevy take something away from Trackhouse due to Chastain getting into it with one of Hendrick's guys. Which, if that's the case, that's pretty stupid. But um, unfortunately, this is how sometimes that's how things work. Um, and again for Ross, he did get his win. He looked good at times, but this season he did not. For most of this season, he's not looked the same as last year, and I don't entirely think it's on him. I believe he has said in media that he's trying uh to do better as a driver, and not have some of these incidents happen. But I think with Chastain, it's kind of a microcosm of what NASCAR is at right now, because NASCAR wants all these personalities. They want their drivers to have personality and whatnot. But then the second things get hairy, NASCAR is quick to shut it the fuck down. And it's fucking stupid. Like, look, I like the Chastain Hamlin rivalry last year was a lot of fun. But then again, NASCAR they'll overplay it and all this and whatever. They overplay a lot of things. But when it came down to when it came down to certain points, and even going into this season, because this season we've had a little bit of beef between the two of them earlier on, but it's like just like why are you getting involved in that? Like the only time where NASCAR really needs to get involved is when shit gets extremely out of hand. Like even with the fights, and we've seen a couple of them this year. You barely get anything because it's like the ref stepping in on say a goalie fight in the NHL. Like you could say it's not great for the sport, but the fans are like, who cares? Let them fight. I mean, think about like Cam Talbot against Mike Smith, Battle of Alberta back in like 2019 or whatever, 2019, 2020, for example. Like that was a damn good fight. You don't see a lot of goalie fights and whatnot. So, but that's high, by the way. But that's kind of the comparison I'm making. It's just like, do I want to see NASCAR drivers fight all the time? No, but I want them to be able to show personality, whether it's on track or in the media, and not get stifled by NASCAR. And the other thing is that with the fighting aspect is if that's what it comes to, let it fucking happen. Like let the drivers get their punches in and then separate them. Don't try to separate them and especially another thing is don't let the fucking crews get involved. Like let the drivers settle their shit. Because where would you rather want to have them settle it? In a fight on pit road or on the fucking racetrack with somebody getting dumped into the fucking wall? Brian, to answer your question, yes, I do. But that's like further down the line. Like we've got a lot of diecasts to get through. So, but yeah, no, this is an interesting diecast to have. Like, if you got the Gold Series version, I do implore you to go out of your way to get the Authentics one because the Authentics one is the correct one. It has the banners, whatever. It's just a situation where Lionel done goofed, and then they made it right. So there's that. Um, but yeah, no, NASCAR, and we'll probably bring it up with with other drivers too. But like NASCAR, just let the drivers be them to a point. Like, it's a whole thing. But anyway, so we'll set that aside now. And now here's where the real fun starts because now we get into the Gold Series diecast. And Jesus Christ, do I have a lot of them? So let's not waste any more time. We start off with the first one, Corey LaJoy and the his 2022 Optic Gaming number 7 First Buyer Motorsports. Excuse me. Go ahead, get this out of the box. Go. Oh God! Don't tell me this thing's not gonna roll. Okay, I think we're good. It's kind of hard to roll it on this surface because it's not entirely flat and shit, but still. Um, so here's LaJoy's diecast out of the box. I actually have another LaJoy diecast here. Um, this one. So we might get to that. We may or may not get to that one on this stream. We'll see. But yeah, Corey LaJoy in the Optic Gaming car. Um, it's a neat paint scheme. I like it's you got black and gray um and whatnot. It's a nice design. There's the front of the diecast, of course. There you go. There's the left side right there. Looks neat. There's the back end. Nation's Guard. Nothing on the deck lid. And then there's the right side right there. And then there's the complete hood and the roof. I think okay, there we go. There's something on there. I think the hood logo. I think or not the hood logo. Yes, the hood. Sorry, Jesus. I think the optic gaming on the hood might be a little bit off to the right, just a little bit. Um, but you'd have to kind of look at it up close. Um, I will say, Spire's been making moves. Like Spire is a backmarker team, or kind of, sort of backmarker. At least in Cup, it's nice to see them making moves. Obviously, they're sticking with Corey LaJoie as one of their guys. Um, I hope we can get a review on the Steakhouse car in a separate video. Guy in the Mel chassis looks awesome. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Again, I have including the two authentic diecasts, I have 30 freaking diecasts right next to me that I got to get reviewed, and I don't think I'm gonna get through all of them in this stream. I could if I wanted to, but I might not do all of them tonight. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, you got Corey LaJoie. Um, I believe no, Justin Haley is going to Rick Ware. Um, who is the guy? Somebody let me know in the comments. Who did Spire sign for next year to be with LaJoie? Um, let me know because I completely forgot who. But it's nice to see Spire actually trying to improve their team and try to get better. It's still a bit of a road for them to do that, but we'll see what happens. Um, you've got a solid enough foundation, but something to definitely improve upon. The Carson Hocevar and Zane Smith. Oh right. Oh yeah, that's right. They got Zane. And then Hocevar is gonna probably make some select stars as well. So oh wait, no, that's right. Hocevar is moving up to Cup full time, and I think Zane's part time, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you for that. Yeah, Carson Hocevar moving up full time. By the way, he won the truck race earlier today at Homestead, Miami. So he's locked into the championship for at Phoenix. Personally, I hope he wins it. I want to see him win the truck title this year. That'd be cool. God damn it. Get back in the box. Here we go. One down, more to go. So next up, this is a neat one. This is one that, in an age where it's really hard to get smaller team diecasts made, I am glad to see this team and this driver get another or I should say this team get another diecast, and this driver, I believe, get his first ever. Ryan Vargas. Vargas in the Reddit car from last year. Yeah. How freaking cool is this? Reddit in NASCAR again. So go ahead. There we go. Get this out of the box. And here's the diecast out of the box in all its glory. Again, uh, I don't believe Ryan Vargas has had a 164 scale diecast made for him prior to this car. I could be very wrong, but I believe this is his first. So for it to be, the Reddit or Reddit car, that's actually freaking hilarious. Um, and I want to say also as well, Ryan Vargas, he made some big moves himself. He's working with I believe it's Three Friends Racing, and he's been running their car over in NASCAR's European Series. And he's been doing pretty solid over there, which is neat. Um, he's gonna be helping the team out, which I think people kind of scoffed at it at first because it's like, what has he done to warrant that sort of position or whatever. But look, I mean, Vargas has largely driven cars that are not, top tier equipment, and so for him to have the opportunity that he has currently with this newer team, which I hope lasts, it is nice to see. So There's the front end right there. It's so weird holding this like this. There's the left side right there. Yes, Dawson, I did indeed see that. I am so fucking proud of him. I am super fucking proud of Sam Mayer. Speaking of which, I do have a where the hell are you? There you are. I do have a Sam Mayer diecast here that to review. I don't know if we'll get to it on the stream, but we'll see. Brian says I'm waiting for 3F Racing to come to Cup. It's gonna be a while. They got to get through the lower ranks first. Like and that's one of the biggest talking points is just getting into NASCAR right now, let alone not and obviously especially the Cup Series, but just getting into NASCAR in general right now is fucking expensive. Holy shit. Um, I'd like to see them have a truck team, especially with some of the truck teams that are going away. So I think that'd be cool. But yeah, that's the left side of the diecast right there. You got the backside right here with the special thanks, and you can't read a single one of those names. Holy Jesus. Like you need a freaking magnifying glass for that. There's Reddit on the deck lid. There's the right side of the car, which is awesome right there. And then you've got the hood and the roof right there. Just a really neat diecast and one that you should absolutely have in your collection. Again, I believe this is the first 164 scale diecast for Ryan Vargas, one of the few JD Motorsports diecasts that we have out in circulation. If you don't have it, get it. It could be a diecast that's going to end up hard to find eventually. So, uh, Ryan Vargas and the Reddit car, you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. And like I always say, when you're pre-ordering diecasts, please make sure to support the smaller teams. Um, I'm in the mood after the stream to record a lot more diecast reviews. I mean, go ahead, man. I mean, again, it's just like I've been busy with a lot of things. Like when I did when I did the video for um the first one since the Mike Wallace Indy Road Course car. Really? Huh. I feel like we've at least had one. I feel like there's a Jeffrey Earnhardt car in there somewhere that we've gotten from these guys, but yeah, no. When I did the 1,000 subscriber video after it happened, courtesy of thank you to Chiseled Adonis, the other night, I said that I got asked by. I mean, I actually been asked, where the race reviews went. Put simply, I've been fucking busy, with independent wrestling shows and work, and also the start times for some of these races being either like around or just after I get out of work and just whenever the hell I can get home. So it's just one of those things. I like doing them. I want to get back to doing them. I could have done one today for the Xfinity series, but I ended up having dinner and then this stream, so um, there's all that. But anyway, up next, and this one I'm really happy about. Um, Jimmy Johnson and his number 84 Carvana car for Legacy Motor Club in 2023. This is awesome. This right here is awesome to see. Like, Jimmy Johnson back in NASCAR. Um, you know, I know it's for select races and stuff. He said he's gonna be doing more next year. I think he's doing like 10 races or something. Um, we are getting another Akinori Agata with 64 diecast from Everling Gase. I'm not sure we yeah. Ogata, I've already reviewed the Moon Eyes car. I have that in 164. I think whatever other 164 scale diecast he has, I might be getting. Yeah, well, as I was saying that, yes, I'm not gonna get up and get it right now, but I have the Moon Eyes car. Um, but anyway, and we have our first loose windshield of the day or of the night, I should say. But yeah, I love the Carvana blue. on this car. I love it's a dark blue and it looks really nice. Um, and it's so nice to see Jimmy Johnson back in NASCAR. Obviously, as you guys know, I am a huge Jimmy Johnson fan. I became an Alex Bowman fan by proxy because he moved to the 48 when Jimmy left. I was born the same week as Jimmy Johnson's first NASCAR Cup start, at Charlotte, so it's just awesome to see him back in NASCAR after everything that he's done. And don't get me wrong, I was happy to see him go over to IndyCar. I wish Johnson's retirement year for NASCAR would have gone better. At least, retirement as a full-time driver. You can tell that the spoiler is bigger in a way because of the fact that this is the super speedway car. Is from Daytona. Or it would be for Daytona, I should say. Um, but yeah, just seeing Jimmy back in NASCAR, it's just awesome, and I'm so glad he's back. If Jeff Gordon could come back for a I think you meant to say one-off event instead of one enough, but fair enough. I don't think I agree that'd be nice. I just don't see it happening. Jeff's got that role, that high up role he has with Hendrick. I honestly I think Jeff Gordon will take over Hendrick Motorsports when Rick Hendrick retires eventually. So there's that, but I don't think Gordon's gonna run another race. I'd like it if that were to happen, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Um, but yeah, so super happy to have this. It's interesting because I think that if I remember correctly, when Johnson was coming back, or when it was announced that Johnson would come back to NASCAR, I think there was some discussion from like fans and whatnot of, oh, would Alex Bowman give him back the 48? And I think that's a little more complicated than you think. But so they ended up just flipping the number from 48 to 84, which is still cool, especially for diecast collectors and diecast racers, channels that do diecast races, because now you have another unique number. Yeah, Tony Stewart with the pandemic. I mean, the thing with like Tony is probably more likely to come back to run another race in NASCAR than Jeff is. But the thing with Tony is that he's got SRX. He still runs Eldora. And that's another thing too, is fans want Eldora on like the schedule. I just don't know if that's ever going to happen. I still wonder why Eldora got pulled from the schedule in the first place. It might have just been a thing between Tony and NASCAR, but and plus Tony has NHRA as well, so there's that. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson and his return car, or the Carvana car. Um, just like I said, super happy to have this. If you're a Jimmy Johnson fan and you don't have this diecast in your collection, you should get it. Um, and yeah, so Jimmy Johnson, 84. Of course, if you're also somebody who does diecast racing, uh, getting a Jimmy Johnson car is great for you because it gives you a unique number to run in your series. Um, God, I miss Diecast Buffet doing the Duralast Cup series. I really do. Um, but anyways, I gotta fix this. Come on. There we go. Get that in there. When was the last time we got an 84 diecast? Probably not since the 90s. Back when they made fucking everybody. Anyway, up next, we have a race win diecast. Eric Jones and his Focus Factor 2022 Darlington win. This is from the Darlington playoff race from last year, which was that's still crazy how Jones won Darlington, Busher won Bristol. I I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think all three races in the first round of the playoffs last year went to non-playoff drivers. Um, so interesting tidbit. If I'm right, that is. But yeah, here is the diecast out of the box. And this is just super cool. For Eric Jones winning that race last year, really, really cool. You gotta love all the confetti on the car and whatnot. Let me get up closer here. You got all this confetti and whatnot on the car. The focus factor paint scheme feels nostalgic now. I can't believe they're going, really? Huh. Damn. Um, I mean, focus. That's the thing. Like, people want to gripe about one of the people's. Sorry, rambling. People want to gripe about NASCAR not having dedicated sponsors for specific drivers, and therefore fans not being able to connect. Like, I'm seeing discussions. I think you were talking about Jeff Gordon before. Jeff Gordon, I think it said recently, teams are trying to figure out what to do to get fans loyal. Loyal to the teams, like the other drivers. That's not that's it's You can't go with that mindset anymore. It's loyalty to the drivers, not the teams, not the sponsors, but using the driver in ads for the sponsor and promoting all of that. Something that was done a lot in the 90s. Um, is a thing that needs to be like reintegrated. Like, and you can say like, yes, there's a lot of sponsors these days that are like, well, how the hell would you integrate a driver for that? Just have them read lines. Be engaging. With it. Have some fun with it. I mean, Mahindra Tractors had fun doing the ad with Chase Briscoe and Tony Stewart. Just figure it out. It cannot be that hard. Figure it out. Um, but yeah, there's the hood. There's the left side right here. Um, you know, and for Eric Jones, of course, with this is when the team was still Petty GMS. They became Legacy Motor Club this year. Um, the team hasn't, or for a while, didn't look all that great. And we'll get into the other driver that they had for most of the years, momentarily. But um, you know, now that Jimmy Johnson's involved, Petty is kind of just there, but he's not. Honestly, I think Petty's retiring at some point soon, and he probably should. So having the team partially in the hands of Jimmy Johnson is awesome. These guys will be moving to Toyota next year. Um, I hope someday we can get a Riley Hurst and Ryan C. Diecast, bro. Okay, I know this guy is like persona non grata within the community, but for a minute, let me just remind y'all. When Ryan Sieg was running the Lombard Bros Gaming sponsorship, I said back then I wanted a diecast of that. Now, obviously, today with what we know with Lombard, obviously no, I no, never. But with back then, oh, I wanted that so bad because I was younger then, and being younger at the time, a lot of us thought that was cool to see a big NASCAR YouTuber, well, gaming YouTuber to be specific, but within the realm of NASCAR, sponsoring cars in NASCAR, and we see that today with Eric Estep and Out of the Groove, and all this other stuff, and it's different, like it's a different way of going about it. I believe as the story goes, like Joseph used like inheritance money from like one of his parents or grandparents like passing to be able to do this, but the way he was going about it, he was kind of just throwing money around or whatever. Estep, it seems like he's good friends with Brennan Poole, and um it's a little different there, but anyway. I just wanted to mention that back then I wanted a Lombard Bros Gaming Ryan Seed car. Nowadays, no. But I do want a Ryan Seed car to get made someday in 164. And Riley Herbst, by the way, shout out Riley Herbst. Dude announces he's going back to SHR Xfinity for 2024. And he finally gets a win last week in Vegas at his home track. I told him in the garage in New Hampshire, 2021, I said to him word for word, and the guy that I was with can vouch for me. I said, everybody gangsta till you win one. And he won one, and he almost won today. He was running Sam Mayer down. I think if he had another couple laps, he could have gotten around him, but it would have been very freaking close. But the thing with Riley Herbst is his primary sponsorship is Monster Energy. And Monster Energy is known for not wanting their shit on diecasts or on toys, whatever. It's stupid. It's a whole thing. But I would like to see a Riley Herbst diecast get made. I just don't think we're gonna get one unless it's with a completely different sponsor other than Monster Energy. Because like we've been able to get some Ty Gibbs diecast or a couple of times, both at least in Xfinity. I don't believe we gotten a cup one yet. I don't think so. But we've at least been able to get them, and it's not primarily sponsored by Monster Energy. So, yeah. But anyway, MotoMac 805. Sup? If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams. Would be appreciated. But yeah, I'm hoping with the move to Toyota next year, Legacy Motor Club will have a bounce back. And to be fair, Carson Hocevar has done wonders in that 42 car, and we will be reviewing a 42 car here in a moment. I actually have a couple for this guy, but still, Hocevar has been able to do really well in the 42 car. But yeah, we have a Riley Herbst diecast in the 124 being the Circus Sports paint scheme. There you go. It is really annoying how they're like Coca-Cola is the other big one along with Monster Energy that doesn't allow their stuff on NASCAR diecasts. Though I've seen somebody say on Twitter that that's because they have a deal with a different company doing different stuff. But even still, it's just dumb because like when we got the throwbacks, it was either last year or this year from Trackhouse. We couldn't get those in diecast form, which hey, to be fair, for all the people out there who make custom diecasts, it gives them more business because you mean more paint schemes that people want. But still, but anyway, great diecast. Um, Eric Jones. It was nice to see Eric Jones back in victory lane that night. Um, so uh, go ahead and drop that back in the box and move along back together. And we will move along to the next one. And well, in a way, the next two, because the next two are both Noah Gragson diecasts. Um, this one being the Sunseeker car and the Cup Series. Ah, I have a motocross race at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hey, that's nice. I'm gonna fall asleep going to the track. Hey, get your rest, man. Yeah, I remember that Justin Marks same weekend wanted to drive the Harry Gant School Bandit car, but now, well, the tobacco thing that's been a thing ever since Winston left. But that's also not necessarily on NASCAR. That's on like laws and shit. So that I can understand to a point. But even still, it's a tribute thing. It's not like it's an actual. It's not like it's actually in the race. It's just a tribute thing. So, I don't think it would have hurt anybody. But I get why NASCAR didn't allow it. But still, but yeah, no, this is the Sunseeker car, and then this is Gregson's Darlington win from last year. Um, so I guess we'll just go ahead and I'll just take both of them out. Um, kind of review them, not necessarily review them side by side, but I want to kind of do them at the same time because, just to talk about him. Um, so there's that one. There's the Sunseeker car. And there's the It wasn't until 2010 when all of them were banned, the last one being Redman with Greg Biffle and Xfinity. Well, that back then would have been nationwide, but fair point. Fair play. That one rolls. And that one. Okay. So Noah Gragson. I've had this conversation on here before, and I will have it again. Uh, I'm going to bring it up briefly again. Still not a fan of him liking the meme that got him suspended, which people are still going to argue. People will argue about that until the end of time or whatever. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not like it's a stupid meme. It's an insensitive meme. It's a meme that shouldn't be a thing. And people say, "Oh, he just liked it. What's it matter?" Because he's representing the team, and the team doesn't want that on them. So there you go. Now him getting suspended and then he got suspended by the team, then got suspended by NASCAR, and then later got fired by the team or let go, whatever. John Hunter Nemechek's going to take over the 42 car, which honestly I think was going to happen anyway, because honest to God, Gregson was not having a good season, not having a good rookie year with his car, um, with this team. And I don't know if it was just partly because of the team kind of falling back from last year. And then, you have the announcement of the team moving to Toyota next year. That kind of played a part in it. But no, but especially when you compare it to what Carson Hocevar has been able to do in this car. And by the way, one of the rookie stripes is actually crooked. But when you compare it to what Hocevar has been able to do in this car, which is the B team car, essentially speaking, like let's be real, it is. Um, my prediction for Miami is Cody Ware is a passenger of a police car. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Yeah, that's one of those if you know type things because Cody done fucked up earlier in the year. If you remember what his little brother Carson did, or Carson is younger than Cody, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Buddy, you're a little late on that, Brian, because I have it. Um, again, don't know if we'll review it on the stream, but I already have that. But again, with Noah, look, he got reinstated after like a month. He hasn't been picked up by anybody, but I think he's done some like local stuff. If I don't know if he'll end up, he's definitely not going back to Cup anytime soon. He might be someone that just stays in Xfinity and trucks because that's where he does best. I don't know why he wasn't good in Xfinity this or in Cup this year as a rookie. Like, yeah, he's a rookie, but so was Ty Gibbs, and Gibbs looked halfway decent. Like the dude had a shot at a playoff spot by the end of the year, end of the regular season. But again, the meme thing, it's stupid, and Noah shouldn't have done it, and it just is what it is in that regard. But that being said, last season, when Xfinity, when he was winning a bunch, you guys obviously see it with the race reactions I was able to do. I almost pre-ordered that Ty Dillon car, but chose the Ryan C diecast and said, "Do both." See, that's the thing. Smaller team diecast. You pre-order those fuckers. Like, just get them all. Just get them, and when they pop up, you pre-order them, and whatever happens, happens. You know. Um, but yeah, no, with Noah in Xfinity last year, like I want like before the meme thing and everything else, like last season, like I wanted Noah to win the championship because like he was doing so freaking good, like ripping off wins left, right, and center. This one, of course, being one of them. Um, you know, and this with Darlington, the would be the Cup playoff race. I believe this was the one where it was Noah, Creed, and Kyle Larson, and Creed and Larson kind of fucked it up at the very end. Creed had the chance to win, and then he didn't. And then Noah kind of just stole it. But there's the left side of the car with all the damage. Of course, right here, burnout, blew the tire out, um, and whatnot. Um, there's the back side right there. There's the deck lid, and then there's the right side, Darlington stripe and all that. Because he got into the wall a few times late in the race. And then there's the hood and the roof. Um, for Noah, it's like he he's good, but like at the same time, it's just like he's just got this off track shit that he's gotta fucking figure out. And I really do hope that what happened earlier this year, um, I'm not sure you know this. I am Canadian, and when I pre-ordered that Ryan C diecast off the NASCAR website, see, there's your mistake right there. You do not, and I repeat, do not pre-order diecast from NASCAR's website. You go through Lionel Racing or you go through Circuit Diecast. There's a few other ones as well. K-State, Spoiler Diecast, I know of. I just go through Lionel. But yeah, no, don't buy diecast off NASCAR's website. Like, I'm sorry, just don't, because I've done that before. Mm, it's an experience. But yeah, again, just as as far as Noah Gragson goes, I just hope that what happened this year is his wake up call because like you might say that him getting suspended and then fired over the meme was stupid. The meme itself is stupid, and it's not a meme. It's insensitive bullshit. Like, let's be real here. But that's the thing, is that Noah's a representation of his team, and the team is not going to want that hanging over their heads. So, Noah, get your shit together, man. Because I want to see the Noah Gregson that was ripping off wins in Xfinity last season. But who knows? We'll see. Wherever he ends up, um, that's up to him. That's up to him, and that's up to the teams to to bring him on. But we will very much see what comes of that. Get that in there. Um, and then this one. I tried buying stuff off. I tried buying stuff off of Circuit Diecast, but there was no option if I could 100% remember to ship to Canada. Plus, if I bought from now, they would send FedEx and would even more money. Well, the thing with that, and this is what's weird, is that before I used to get my diecast in US Postal Service boxes with Lionel's stuff on them, you know, with whoever dropped the mail off at the mailboxes. Now I get them dropped off in these like brown cardboard boxes via UPS. So I don't know what changed there. I think that's just how it is. It's kind of it's harder for Custer for Noah Zero Cup. Well, I mean Custer Custer I think is staying in Xfinity with that team. And also Ryan Sieg's team, Ryan Sieg literally just announced like yesterday or the day before that they have like full sponsorship for the team for next year's, and Ryan's not going to give up his car for his family owned team to Noah. Like Noah could bring the money, but Ryan I think will stick to himself, his brother Kyle and whatnot. So I don't see that. Um, I I don't think Junior Motorsports would bring him back. I mean, Junior Motorsports, I think, is already locked up for next year. You have Allgaier, you have Mayer, Josh Berry's moving up to Cup. Um, but you have Sammy Smith, I believe, and I think, and there's somebody else, I think, as well. So we'll see there. But anyway, next diecast. So, I hope we can. Yeah, well, Custer's going to stay in Xfinity in the 00. So I hope we can get a retake diecast chance on that Ryan C diecast for 2024. Who the fuck knows, man? That's the thing with this. It's frustrating as hell seeing so many cars get DNP'd, and I get it to a point. Again, people aren't a fan of Lionel. They're not a fan of the diecast quality. They're not a fan of prices going up. I get all that, but it still sucks for us collectors because who want this shit. Like we try, but Gregson SHR Cup 10 is better. First of all, it wouldn't be the 39. It would be the 10 because Barry's getting the 4, Briscoe's staying in the 14, Priest is staying in the 41, so it would have to be the 10. And also the 39 I think is that SHR, is that number SHR property? No, that would be RCR property, so I think. But anyway, here we have, and it happened because of Chase Elliott, but we got our first McAnally Higman Racing, so MHR, but not Mike Harmon, diecast, Chase Elliott and the number 35 Gates hydraulic truck, Chevy. So we'll go ahead, get this out of the box. You know, Ryan Newman 39. I know Ryan Newman 39. That was with RCR, so that number would therefore be RCR property. That would be one hell of a throwback. Actually, 39 is SHR. The 29 is RCR. Oh, okay. Fair point. Fair point. Um, But yep, we got our first truck to review tonight. Um, and here it is. So yeah, again, it's because of Chase Elliott that this diecast got made, really. But it is nice to see another truck team get a diecast made, smaller teams and all that. As I've said before, um, front end does kind of look a little bit wonky. Ah, Jesus. Um, but it is what it is. Um, I don't remember when Chase ran this. I want to say he might have ran it at Daytona. I've been seeing the 29, 39, and 56 cars on track up. Yeah, true. 2010s, am I right? Um, but yeah, here's the left side of the truck right there. There's the back side right there. Oh shit, I didn't really show it all that well. So there's the left side right there. There's the back side right there. There's the truck lid, right there. Then there's the right side right here. Again, like I said, it's always nice seeing as there's the hood and the roof. It's always nice seeing these smaller teams get diecast made. I've said that a million times. It's been 10 years. I feel old. Buddy, I turned 22 this year. How do you think I feel? But it's always nice seeing these smaller team diecasts get made. Yeah, it's Chase Elliott in a truck, but it got us our first McAnally Higman racing truck diecast, so I will fucking take it. And if you don't have this in your collection, you should. Again, this is another one of those where if you're a diecast collector who does diecast races, like for yourself or on YouTube or whatever, um, having this is a neat thing to have because of it's a 35. It's a different number. Um, so you're gonna want to have that in the collection. Um, and if you don't, get it because it probably will end up being one of those diecasts that ends up harder to find years down the line. God damn it. There you go. And speaking of diecasts that will probably end up hard to find eventually, we have the money team, Connor Daly, and the number 50 Bit Nile uh, Chevy from last year. Go ahead, let's get this out of the box. Well, go ahead, roll it real quick. Here we go. Um, hilariously, in some of the recent diecast releases, or arrivals, I should say, uh, I was about 8 years old when they last read. Man, damn. So you're like 4 years younger than me, give or take. But somebody like quote tweeted a post regarding a 124 scale version of one of these cars that has arrived recently, saying it took so long to make the team doesn't exist anymore. Which I mean, fair enough. But it's nice to see. And again, number 50, a diecast number that's rare as fuck. Um, I also like the two shades of blue on this car, which is neat to see. If you ask me, and it's also neat seeing guys like Connor Daly cross over into NASCAR, with varying levels of success, of course. Now, I mean, I saw that post too. Oh, yeah. I mean, it says coming 2023, the first global Bitcoin marketplace. Yeah, I doubt that really happened, and don't even bother doing the QR code. It's so small that if I'd have to show it straight up against the camera for you to be able to use it, and I doubt it works anyway. So there's that. I will say this much though, screw the Bitcoin sponsorship. This is a really nice paint scheme though. I again, the two different shades of blue and the gold, dirty gold, kind of sorta. Um, I like the paint scheme. I do. Um, not gonna lie, the number 50 looks generic as hell. Like that's some generic ass number font right there. But who cares? You got a singing machine on the deck lid, whatever that is. But yeah, again, another one of those diecasts where if you're a collector that runs races, I could imagine somebody trying to QR code that code on this diecast. I mean, yeah, maybe. You never know. But this is one of those diecasts again where if you run races, if you run diecast races, you're gonna want this because again, it's a different number. um to have. So get it. Probably gonna be one of those diecasts that ends up hard as hell to find one day. And when I say that, I mean like just like looking on eBay, hard as hell to find, probably expensive, that sort of thing. So um just keep that in mind. And if you can get your hands on it, get in there. There we go. And if you can get your hands on it, get it. Um and whatnot. And speaking of that, another diecast that you're really gonna want to get your hands on. Is this the first Alpha Prime diecast we've gotten in 164? It might be. It's another crypto car, but I don't care. This is I know damn well this is the first time we've gotten a car for this guy. Caesar Baccarella and the number 45 um Clear Crypto's car. Uh James Davison 2021 New Hampshire scheme is good. Was there a diecast of it? No, that never got offered. But now that I think about it, I'm gonna go to J Ski real quick. Uh we're gonna take a quick detour real quick. I say quick twice. I don't care. Um, paint schemes. Let's go 2021. Where are you? There you are. That's what I want. Because I was at that race. So let's see here. So 2021. There it is. So we're gonna go ahead and share screen real quick. So this is the car that Motomac's referring to. And that actually is a really nice paint scheme. I like that scheme. Um, but yep. So that's that car right there. And then from Brian, you won't believe this, but back in July, the same day, Shane Van Gisbergen won the Chicago Street Course race. My dad gave me a Dale Jr. 2022 signed Dale Jr. 2022 Sundrop 124 seal. I guess nice. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get this out again. I do believe this is the first time we've gotten an Alpha Prime diecast, and also the first Caesar Baccarella diecast we've gotten, both in 164 scale. Um, so I keep saying it, man. This is another one of those diecasts that you're gonna want to get eventually. Um, before it ends up hard as hell to find, and probably also expensive. Um, but here's the diecast out of the box. And again, screw the sponsorship, like, clear crypto, all that, not my thing, obviously. But I like the black and green. Like the black and green looks so freaking nice. Um I think if you flip them and made it more green and like put the green where the black is and the black where the green is, and you have the yellow, you probably could turn this into a University of Oregon diecast. Just saying. Um but there's the front of it right there. Camaro looks a little bit skewed, but not by much. There's the left side right there. There's the back side right there. There's the right side right there. And then there's the hood and the roof. I miss seeing Landon Castle in NASCAR, but at least he's still active in the community. I hope he can return 24. Yeah. Speaking of that, I have his Voyager car from Colleague from last year. Yeah, again, another fucking crypto sponsor. And it just sucks that, like, you got to be careful with that. And I understand why Castle did what he did. Like, I think he was getting paid, like, specifically in crypto or something. And it just didn't work in the end. Voyager went out of bit or went bankrupt, and at that point we knew Castle was fucked. Um, so you know, it is what it is. Um, I'd like to see Landon Castle back in NASCAR, back in Xfinity, probably back in Xfinity or trucks. He just got to have sponsorship, man. That's the big sticking point. Is the amount of fucking money that goes into this is insane, and that's what he needs. Um, So who knows? But yeah, and again, Caesar Baccarella, 45, Alpha Prime. This is a diecast you need to have. Um, just saying. Wow, get out of there, will you? Oh, shit. So we'll get back that get back get that back in the box. I cannot English sometimes. Get back in there. There we go. Okay. Up next, we have and this looks so freaking cool. Tyler Reddick and his 2023 Moneyline car. So we'll get this out of the box. So we can go ahead and review it. So here is the diecast out of the box, and bro, the chrome number that looks so fucking cool on camera. And Tyler Reddick, last round, or last, yeah, last round, um, at the Charlotte Road Course, managed to make his way into the round of 8. And which by the way, I'm happy for him. It sucks that Bubba Wallace couldn't advance with him. But Reddick is entering a round where, I mean, hell, he's entering this weekend at Homestead, a track that he's won at before in Xfinity. He's won championships by winning at Homestead in Xfinity before. He runs really well here. If he's gonna win somewhere, it's gonna be Homestead Miami this weekend. Now, what's not a win is this front end where you have if I can hold this steady enough so I can show it, uh, the Toyota logo on the front is not lined up right. Um, Way off. It's off to off to one side, so that's obviously not great. But again, the chrome number is that just looks so freaking cool. I know they got to use like special stuff for that. But that which is just it just makes it look so freaking cool. Um, and again, Reddick's had a great season thus far. Like I said, I really do hope he can get to the championship floor. It would have been cool to see the crow number on the roof, but just on the sides. But I hope that Reddick can get to the championship floor because if he can, I think that'd be great for him for 23XI. Um, and hell, you never know. Things could get chaotic. He could pull a win out of his ass there, and win the title. I mean, all you got to do is be at the top of the 4 drivers in the championship. So who knows, man? But yeah, absolutely love the way this diecast looks. Um, so and again, with all of these diecasts, if you want them, get them. I don't promote this enough anymore these days, but make sure you use code ANJJ for $5 off on orders of $30 or more at Circle B Diecast. And thank you for that and thank you to those who use it. Um, that said, we have 2 more Eric Jones diecasts to review. His Legion car and his Guns N' Roses car. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the Legion car first. I should try to reach out Marcus Lemonis and King World on X. First of all, we do not call it X. I don't care that Muskrat renamed Twitter to X. It is still fucking Twitter, and we will dead name X as Twitter the same way that Elon dead names his kids with his ex-wife because yes, but that's a whole other discussion for another day. And then with Lemonis, I think he kind of has some sort of involvement still with NASCAR. I just don't know how involved he is anymore, especially that Camping World is no longer the sponsor of the Truck Series. It would be cool to see the Camping World sponsor Castle, but I just don't know if that will happen. It's a pipe dream, but we'll see. Now, can I get this out of the box, please? There we go. But yeah, no, X is still Twitter. I said Twitter and YouTube deleted my account. That's weird. Um, yeah, that's weird. I don't know how that fucking happened, but that's weird. It's still Twitter though. Still Twitter. So here's the Allegiant car. Um, and again, this is another neat paint scheme. Like the shade of blue that it has going for it is nice. I like I like what it's doing. Landing castle driving a KO car would looks like yeah, I would. I will agree. That'd be nice. Um, there's the left side right there. There's the back side right there. There's the right side right there. And there's the roof and the hood as well. Um, yeah, this is a neat scheme. Um, there's probably been better. It's not like the best paint scheme, but it's really good. Um, but the Guns N' Roses car, like when this sponsorship got announced between Eric and Guns N' Roses, I think everybody was kind of just scratching their heads, like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? Like, is this real? Um, because that just like came completely out of left field. For a lot of people. But it is really cool to see. I forget where he's ran this at. I also like to see Quinn Houff return NASCAR. Oh my god. Uh imagine how imagine how much he would help the smart team in Xfinity truck league car experience. See, here's the problem with that. Like experience is experience, don't get me wrong, but Quinn Houff sucked. He was a guy like and it's hilarious that you bring him up because Landon got booted out of his Starcom ride for Houff because Houff had sponsorship money and Castle didn't. That's the whole reason why we got Quinn Houff in the Cup Series and in the dying days of Starcom racing. And Castle or Houff is just not good. He's just not. So just don't. Just don't. That's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream. Okay. Um, but yeah, here's the Guns N' Roses car. And I absolutely love this. Like this is gonna be one of those random ass, weird ass paint schemes or sponsorships that people will remember one day or will think about one day and be like, oh yeah, that happened. Um, but this is such a really cool paint scheme. Like it's not often that we get uh paint schemes of cars sponsored by musicians or music groups, whatever, made. I believe we are going to be getting the Sam Mayer Tim McGraw car, the one that he got sponsored with earlier this year, with Tim McGraw's album that he's got out right now. Um, so I can't wait to have that, and then end up reviewing that, of course. Um, but yeah, this is the poor guy who rushed way too quickly in the cup. 420 show prize. I mean, that's debatable as all hell. Again, dude brought money and somehow, and that's what got him in the cup. Pardon me for mine. I need to take a drink. Ooh. But yeah. So, Guns N' Roses, love it. If you don't have this one, this is another one you absolutely should have in your collection. And speaking of diecasts that you should have in your collection, this next diecast that we're gonna talk about, I actually have a bit of a story with it to go with this, hilariously enough, because for what it is. But that is Kevin Harvick and his number 29 Busch Light Beer Ford that he ran at the North Wilkesboro All-Star race this year. So I've long had this off the base. But that's actually the story that I want to talk about with it. Um, as much as I would love to see Brandon Brown come back to NASCAR, he said himself that he quit when NASCAR down. I was like, yeah, I remember a few weeks ago him being on him on Twitter because like somebody got a picture with him at Talladega in like the infield when they do the whole party thing. But yeah, he came on Twitter and set the record straight on some stuff like over a month ago or whatever. I will forever say that it sucks what happened with him. Just he gets his first career win on my birthday, no less. It was on my fucking birthday, for crying out loud. And the crowd hijacked it. And look, the person that was interviewing him, she tried to save it. I don't know if she got told to or if she tried doing it herself, whatever. But the fact that, and I don't want to refer to him by name, so I'm just gonna say that crowd took that phrase and turned it into their stupid slogan, meme, whatever you want to call it, just bullshit. It still pisses me off. And Brandon tried to reclaim it, but he went the crypto route with it. And NASCAR, it's just became done with dealing with political sponsors because of all the bullshit there. And it's just like, on one hand, she got demoted out of NASCAR into IMSA. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call IMSA a complete demotion because IMSA is a fun series in its own right. But yeah, no, it's just it's one of those things where it just is what it is. But anyway, getting away from that. So here is the Kevin Harvick Busch Light car, and the same day Tate Fogman went, yeah, and then John Was Townley passed away. Yep, yep. Uh, so hilarious story with this. When I was getting the base off for this car, um, you can kind of see it on the bottom. There are parts of this like with the where the diffuser is, and then up here that are fucked up. And then there are other parts of the car that have like paint chips and shit that I took a marker and drew over. So it's like I actually can't even see them, to be quite honest with you. So that tells you how good of a job I did. But yeah, there are parts where they got fucked up because of that. And actually it might not even roll properly because of it. Not because I fucked the axle up, but just because of the way it is. But yeah, no, getting bases off. All right, fucking pain in the ass on these 164s. At least with 124s, you can unscrew the fuckers. But still. But yeah, no, this was awesome. When this got announced, like, and of course, it's a throwback to the car that he got his first career win at Atlanta, barely beating out Jeff Gordon, just a couple weeks removed from Dale Earnhardt's passing back in 01, the year I was born. It was just so cool. It's just so cool to see this get made, and for this to even happen in general. Because with the 29 and all of that, you got to think, Teresa Earnhardt's gonna pop up. Well, luckily that never happened. But yeah, this diecast, this is one you should definitely have in your collection. Whether you want to keep it on the base or not is up to you. But excuse me, but this is so cool, and I love the fact that they're doing the throwback to his championship win this weekend with his Homestead car. I will be interested to see what they pull out for his Phoenix car next week. I just wish that Harvick had a better retirement season to go off on. Like, gets eliminated in the playoffs, had a chance to win a couple of races this year, but SHR has just not been that great. And if I'm Stewart-Haas Racing, I think you need to take your cup team, drop down from 4 teams to at least like 3, maybe 2, but probably 3. And maybe move somebody back to Xfinity. So I think you keep Barry's going to the 4. We know that. Keep Briscoe in the 14. Keep Priest in the 41, and then just take away the 10 car because you know figure out like let Eric Almirola figure out whatever he's going to do, and if he's not coming back, then get rid of the 10 car completely, and then add another team to your Xfinity program or something because Kevin Harvick is leaving an SHR team that has fallen off ever since his 2020 near title run because we all know what happened. They shit the bed. But yeah, just figure that one out, please, because SHR needs to get good again. Granted, Penske's kind of mid too, so it might just be a Ford thing. Um, but fuck my back. But anyway, um, I think I might do this. I'm gonna do this one last, and then I'm gonna call it a night for this stream. I still after this diecast, so I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have like 14 or 15 diecasts left to do after this one. Which by the way, is Matt DiBenedetto's Rackley Roofing Talladega win from last year. Shut up, Brad Holmes. Um, but I think we're gonna do this one, then I'm gonna call it a night. Um, but yeah, so with that said, one more time for tonight. Let's go ahead, get this diecast out of the box, and get on with the review. Or just take a look at it, I should say. And Matt DiBenedetto, man, like what the fuck's going on with him? Because so it gets announced. So he made the playoffs with the Rackley War team, of course, this year. It gets announced that, or he announces that he's not coming back to the team the next year, or for next year, whatever. But he also doesn't have any plans lined up for 2024. Like, dude, this is the team that gave you a shot after you squandered your shit in Cup and it had all the social media shit going on. You got them their first win, which is great, but you fucked up in the end with just what? And then Rackley ends up letting him go, so they're having guys fill in the seat for the rest of the season. Again, I don't understand what the hell is going on with Matt Benedetto. But that said, though, here's the front end of it. Of course, this is from Talladega, so it's nice to see. You got front end scuff going on there. Um, Left side doesn't look too beat up. And then you got the back side right here. And then you got the right side, which has that damage. But like I said before, again, I want that diecast, but at the same time, not too keen with the team. Yeah. So there's this guy, you kid, who was saying some shit about Rackley War, calling saying the whole Rackley business roofing business is a scam and all this shit. And that shit kind of pissed me off and pissed some other people off because it's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, are you that much of a Matt Benedetto dick rider that you're willing to throw shade at the team that let him go, or that he said he wasn't going back to, and then proceeded to get let go from and whatnot? Like, dude, stop. No. Um, and there's the hood and the roof. I think the roof or the hood logo is actually slightly off, but not by much. And then there's the deck lid, of course. But yeah, again, if you've seen the screenshot, like Brett Holmes is barely ahead of him. Brett Holmes should have won this race, and then I would love to be reviewing a Brett Holmes truck diecast race win at that. Like that'd be so cool. But I guess cool that DiBenedetto did finally get a win, but it's just like it's like Jude went from being the ultimate underdog in the Cup Series. Like a lot, like people were cheering for him to win that Bristol race back in, I think, 2019. The one that he got beat out by Denny Hamlin in. And I contest that if DiBenedetto hadn't made contact with Ryan Newman while trying to lap him, maybe there's a chance that DiBenedetto would have held on longer. But you know, for DiBenedetto, man, it's just one of those things where things just haven't worked out for him. It's a combination of him, like his talent, sort of being exposed as him not being that great. And then also just the fact of that, it's just some of his online antics and whatever, from like a couple of years ago, and just shit like that. He's just mid. That's all he is. But anyway, yeah. So like I said, that's gonna be the last one for tonight. I still have a bunch more to review, and I've got more coming in the mail soon. So we may end up, or I may end up doing another review stream at some point. But just to give you just to give you an idea of what I have coming, I've shown a couple of them already. I have Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s Daytona 500 win, Sam Mayer's the Sam Mayer car, Landon Castle's Voyager car. The first diecast that I'll be reviewing the next time, if it ends up being a stream or whatever, is going to be this one, Brett Moffitt, in the '07 car for SS Greenlight, um, which is awesome to see. I got a couple of Cole Custers. We got Gimme Chicken right there. You got another. I got another Gregson diecast here. Um, Ty Majeski and his Road Ranger Bristol Win truck is here. We got the Ty Dillon car, 77 car, and fitting because of how good they are. What a lot of people have kind of dubbed the Detroit Lions paint scheme for Brad Keselowski. There's another paint scheme that they've ran this year that looks like Seattle Seahawks colors as well. So, with that said, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to those who got to checked out this stream after the first one died. And again, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. You know, let me know what you think. If this is something you want to kind of see more of, I can try and do that. It took a year for the Time Machine truck to be released as 164. Well, the thing with that is, again, all like this stuff has to get shipped over on ships from China and all this other stuff, so it takes a while. That's another complaint that people have, but we'll get into that another day. Again, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.